And so now I'm like, you can't get mad. She's got a little restless. Have all that.
I'll be up there in 1 second. I just realized I need to take some notes. Okay, yeah, give us one more. Thank you.
Let's go!
That was a really pathetic. That was really pathetic. Give a little more love to Keaton Logsdon. This is the first time we're using this setup, so I think this will be a little better. Can you hear me in the back?
Yeah!
Y'all can hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, Nigel, brother, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for coming. Hey, thanks everybody for coming. It's a cold night, and we're getting close to Christmas. I also call it Hell Day. So there's a lot to keep you occupied, to keep you busy here on a Monday night. So give yourselves a round of applause for showing up this evening for Casual Monday. That was pathetic. Give yourselves more love than that. Come on. My name is Andrew McFadyen-Ketchum. I am a local person. I'm from here, born and raised. I'm a local poet. And in addition to being a poet, I run poemoftheweek.com. If you've heard of that, that is me. If you have not heard of that, go check us out as soon as you can, poemoftheweek.com. And underneath poemoftheweek.com, I do all sorts of things. Here in Nashville, my wife, who will be here very shortly, and you'll know the moment she comes in, because she'll be the most beautiful thing you've seen in a long time, and I'll embrace her and tell you all to get away from her as quick as possible. It's true, you'll see. And Eric Steineger here, raise your hand, Eric Steineger. He's performing with us tonight. Go ahead. Round of applause, Eric Steineger. We run something called the Nashville Poetry Party. We held it, season 1 we held at a different location. Season 2 we held at this location, and we've just fallen in absolute love with Burning Acres. So without any further ado, let's give Burning Acre a round of applause, please. For hosting us in space. They're not going to put their weed on you. Don't worry, they might a little bit. If you do partake, it's some of the best bud that you can get in town. And so I do these poetry events, and Nashville Poetry Party has a season, and season 2 is over. And so when we're not doing Nashville Poetry Party, we do events like this all over the city. If you want to follow us and get to know us a little better, the Nashville Poetry Party, it's on Instagram. That's the way to find out what's going on. So this is one of our off-season events. So we're going to have a little bit of music tonight, as well as a little bit of poetry. I'm going to just list you off. I'm not going to introduce everybody at once, so I'm just going to list off what we got. We got Major Jackson, Minton Sparks, Jake Bartlett, Maggie Wells or Vanderbilt? Wells. Okay, she has like multiple names, kind of like me. Keaton Logsdon, Eric Steineger, and of course, our birthday boy, Mr. Derrick Brown. Give him a round of applause, please. I'm sure he will explain to you why he's a birthday boy today. So without further ado, Major, come on up here, and rather than, I'm going to switch to another mic here. Let's see how that goes. Rather than read a lengthy bio, I'm going to interview you. We talked about this on Instagram. Did you not read your Instagram posts?
Bring it.
Come on. All right. Major Jackson, where are you from?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right. Go Eagles, right? They're playing right now. Okay. What do you do for cash money?
Cash rules everything around me.
Did he manage to
Dollar bill, y'all.
I think he managed to answer the question without answering the question. What's the work you're most embarrassed by that you've put out in the world?
Ooh, a poem about the growing up in a toilet.
You wrote a poem about vomiting in a toilet.
Yeah.
Well, hey, more power to you. What are you most proud of?
Razzle dazzle, my newly selected poem.
You gonna share something from Razzle Dazzle for us?
Yeah.
Okay. Without further ado.
Fittingly, happy birthday boy. Fittingly, this is a poem titled Blunts. The first time I got high, I stood in a circle of boys at 23rd and Ridge, tucked inside a doorway that smelled of urine. It was March. The cold rains all but blurred our sight as we feigned sophistication, passing a bullet-shaped bottle of malt. Johnny Cash had a love for transcendental numbers and explained between puffs resembling little gasps of air, the link to all creation was the mathematician. Malik, the smartest of the crew, counter-argued and cited the holy life of prayer as a gateway to the Islamic faith that was for all intents the true path for the righteous black man. No one disputed. Malik cocked his head, pinched the joint, and pulled so hard we imagined his lips crazy glued into stiff O's. It was long agreed that Lefty would inherit his father's used car business, thus destined for a life of wrecks. Then, amid a fit of coughing, I broke the silence. I want to be a poet. It was nearing dinner time. Jesus lived here. His sister was yelling at their siblings over the evening news and game shows. The stench of hot dogs and sauerkraut drifted down the dank hallway. A pre-spring wind flapped the plastic covering of a Junkman shopping cart as Eddie Hardrick licked left to right the thin strip of glue at the edge of a rolling paper, then uttered, "So, you want the tongue of God." I bent double in the blade of smoke and looked up for help. It was too late. We were tragically hit. And this is titled Lovesick, which I may or may not have imbibed something while experiencing this. First, you will need to cross some dark threshold. I suggest lying on your back in a pasture of cut ryegrass or in a city park. I suggest planting an arm behind your head. You have inherited acres of a night sky, and she is your aurora borealis. And though you cannot see the world's wild shadows here, she will be nacreous, grace, wavering in bands of blue-green light, ribbons of gold neon swimming beneath skin. You will want to write a long letter to your dead. You will encounter her mind as a kind of iridescent song, heroic and dense. You will feel fetched as though from some polluted river. Her glances will pass over you like folklore. Do not be afraid. This is wonder, mirroring itself and breaking across your face. Endless treetops and silhouettes, knowing looks of your elders. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Major. Thank you very much. Let's give him one more round of applause. Bring it. Okay. Minton, you're up.
You just want to move this whole thing over? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Okay, I'll just answer it here. Minton, can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Okay. I didn't get that creative. It's just the same set of questions. But then you get to compare everybody's most embarrassing moment, and so we can vote later. Okay. Where are you from, Minton?
I'm from, let's just say here in Nashville.
You're in Nashville?
Yeah.
You're in Nashville. You've been here a good long time?
Long time, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. What do you do for cash money?
For cash money, I take women out in the woods.
Learn them.
Please elaborate. You take, what do you mean?
It's like vision fasting.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow. You
Nice.
make a living doing this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a real lucrative one, but
I mean, you appear to be doing just fine. That's very interesting. This is why you ask. This is why you ask the same questions, right? Very interesting. What are you most proud of in your
most
creative
proud of
life?
Collaborations. I've had some amazing collaborations across my career that have been really proud
Fantastic. What is the most, embarrassing story you have from your creative experience?
The most embarrassing stories, we played the Opry one night, and we were on the Jumbotron, and I forgot everything. And we usually have this was real high for me, hold on. We usually have a book with us, and I didn't bring a book, and so I just stood on the Jumbotron and kind of looked out at the audience, and what's his name? What's the guy's name? Oh,
Little
he's
Jimmy
got
Dickens.
facelift. What's his name?
Little Jimmy Dickens.
Not Little Jimmy Dickens, but he's the MC. Whatever.
Oh,
He just
yeah.
said thank you so much, and that we've been on a couple of times, and we did not get invited back.
Well, that is embarrassing. Thank you for sharing that. It's very bold to actually, and what are you going to share with us today?
I'm going to share one or two pieces. I'm more of a storyteller than a poet, but I'm really honored that Derrick asked us to come. So the first piece is, should I start?
Yeah, I just want
Oh, wait. Oh, wait, I think I've got you. Hang on. Thank you.
We're good.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so excited about Derrick's new book. I can't wait to share it with friends and get it for myself. And he helps me, when I'm reading his work, I sort of see the world as like, it shifts the whole thing. And it reminded me of a piece I wrote. It's called Where Humans End and Birds Begin. It's John Jackson. Woo. It's about a woman who was out in the woods named Cheryl Lynn. She wasn't in the woods. Cheryl Lynn is that musky woman after work. She's got a stolen Rembrandt in her purse. And she is idling at an open mic at a downtown club. She's got a box of unlit matches in her mouth. If her jaw relaxes, Lord, I'm afraid barn swallows will swarm out. In this world, where humans end and birds begin. Now she is a love dove of a woman, but an insomniac. She's peddling peace to all of us with this little olive branch. What the hell has she got to be sorry for? She keeps one white feather tucked behind each ear. Will you all wave with me to her imaginary friends over there? Hi, Maya Angelou. Oh my God, Dorothy Alice. Is that you? And Niece Motown? Tom Waits. Who among us in this crowd have doused a dream, never uttered out loud? There is strength in numbers, they say. Never forget that gorilla named Regret dangling off a chandelier, or the pig named Patriarchy honking the horn in the parking lot. Beep, 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 beep. Oh shit, forget about him. This is about Cheryl Lynn. She is perched like a promise on the edge of our stage, like a hummingbird bumping on the bars of its cage. Never speaking, just pecking at the mic. One night it causes this shrill feedback, and Cheryl Lynn thinks, yeah, this is what real music sounds like. In this world where humans end and birds begin. If the walls grow quiet, Cheryl Lynn just might take flight on the long arm wings of what looks like she's shooting us both the middle finger. Is it peace or fuck you? Lord, I pray it's peace. Her beak lips do quiver. She skywrites this love letter to a raptor writhing in her chest. It's a violent dance of thrash and rest. Thrash and rest. Till up her throat and out her mouth, this wise, old bird turns her insides out. In this world where humans end and birds begin. In the final throes of her transfiguration, you may feel like you suffered through her degradation. But believe you me, she dances like a car-struck cat, confused for chasing butterflies. I want to rise and cheer for Shirley, for all those years of suffered silence. But then I find I am deathly quiet before the throne of her. Woman seems self-taught to me. When her performance finally comes to a close, and she knows what she knows, though she has never actually spoken. Oh, but look at the rust on her wrists from the chains that she has broken. She flits and flutters back to her seats, darts in and dares us, kissing our cheeks, baptizing a boldness, hun, you may or may not seek. From the back of the cannabis club, that's when her wings start to sprout. Perhaps it's then that she shouts, who among us has never spoken, say I? Who among us has never spoken? This one.
You can do whatever you want.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm just gonna have to guess I have this. So I want to invite everybody. Again, I'm more of a storyteller, right? To think of a pivotal story in your own life and give it a story. And give it a title. I am an exploding bear held together by paper clips and an imaginary bridge of light aching across that hard ground where the horrific takes place. This story needs some scaffolding. Give me some Olympic ice skaters, as elegant as swans on some black sand beach in Iceland. Bring on babies, that plump perfection as they lean from their strollers to catch eyes with a stranger. Give me eagles wing to wing on that spring-fed Buffalo River. And every once in a while, the deliciousness of a dreamless sleep.
Anybody ask you who I am, who I am, who I am?
in the Venetian nail spa. A cell phone rings in a white woman's purse. It makes an ominous train whistle sound. She fumbles down around in her lipstick and tic-tacs till the phone finds her face. You see, her grandson is safe. After a massive school shooting just 4 blocks away. She struggles to stand in that slippery basin. You can still peel her words off the walls. Her wild stare finds the faces of the other ladies of leisure, soaking our feet in the faces of immigrant others. This blood is on us. I'm 78 years old and I've lived in this community all my life. This blood is on us. It is on our hands.
Anybody ask you who I am? Who I am? Who I am? Anybody ask you who I am? Tell them I'm a mother's child.
Oh, please, give me Olympic ice skaters as elegant as swans on some black sand beach in Iceland. Show me babies that plump perfection as they lean from their strollers to catch eyes with a stranger. And eagles wing to wing over the spring-fed Buffalo River. And every once in a while, the deliciousness of a dreamless sleep. Because I am an exploding bear, held together by paper clips and an imaginary bridge of light, aching across that hard ground where the horrific takes place.
Anybody ask you who I am? Who I am? Who I am? Anybody ask you who I am? Tell them I'm a mother's child.
Woo!
John Jackson.
Oh, we're a mess of cables now, but that's okay. What's next up?
Yeah, for folks in the back, there are plenty of seats here along the wall. Here's 3 seats. And then there's these 2 right up front. It's like sitting at the very front of a movie. It'll be like this, looking up your poetry on me. It'll be great. Okay. I don't know, Minton, where'd you go? John Jackson, Minton, that was really beautiful. I've never really seen anything like that before. Let's just give those 2 another round of applause, please. All right, next up, we'll have our hand panner. This is Jake Bartlett. Jake, where are you from?
Frankenmuth, Michigan.
Frankenmuth, Michigan?
Yeah.
Frankenmuth.
Little German tourist town.
I take it. Frankenmuth, Jawohl. What do you do for cashola?
A few things. I'm a freelancer. I play drums, a little production. I write marketing content. Whoever wants
Anybody need some marketing help? He's your man. What are you most what piece of art have you put out in the world that you're most disappointed and embarrassed by? We want to be disappointed with you. Bring it.
I was in a sitcom theme song band in Chicago, and we recorded like the Baywatch theme song once.
I'm always ready. Yeah.
It doesn't sound very good.
Yeah. Wow.
But it's fun.
What's the name of the band?
Saved by the Belvedere.
Saved by the Belvedere. Okay. Don't listen to that on your Spotify. Just don't do it. No, I'm gonna immediately go look for that. What are you most proud of?
I don't know. I got to play the Ryman Auditorium once on a drum kit.
You guys played the Ryman.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass. Congratulations. No one's ever asked me to do anything at the Ryman. What are you going to share with us today? Tell us a little bit about this instrument.
This is a handpan, kind of a new instrument as far as instruments go, but it's from Switzerland. It came out in like 2000-ish, 2005, something like that. And they're all melodic drums tuned a specific way, very meditative. So I encourage you to close your eyes or listen however you want. And yeah.
I forgot to mention, I don't think there's ever been a poetry reading in the history of poetry readings where anybody took a bong hit, and that happened tonight. So let's give a round of applause to our bong hitters over here. I just want to reiterate, this is some of the best bud in town. You can take a bong hit if you want, right in the middle of someone's performance, and it's like, it's completely okay. What a beautiful world we live in. And hopefully it'll continue. All right, thank you, Jake. Take it away. Okay. Give me a moment to untangle myself. Okay. Everybody, please give Jake Bartlett one more round of applause. That was just absolutely gorgeous. I feel like so far we're having a pretty unique night of music and poetry. What do y'all think? You're not getting it. What do y'all think? Yeah. All right, come on. I don't know how common this kind of thing is around here. Next up is Maggie Wells. Where are you from, Maggie?
I am from California.
Where in California?
Laguna Niguel.
Laguna Niguel, where's
St.
that?
Many, so like Orange County, very, very south.
Okay, all right.
Derrick and I met in Southern California in Long Beach and have a writing collective there.
Oh.
Several years. Yeah.
What was the writing collective called?
God, I can't remember. Derrick, did we have a name?
What's that?
Did we have a name for our writing collective?
Working Class Writers Workshop.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone had to bring a bottle of wine and 2 poems.
You had to bring a bottle of wine and 2 poems? Why not 2 bottles of wine and 1 poem?
Because we're not maniacs!
Also, this was like Charles Shaw, like Trader Joe's time.
This is great. This is fantastic. Okay, thank you. What do you do for coin?
For Coin, I am a DJ and I'm a copywriter.
Ah, very interesting. A DJ, eh?
Yeah,
Tell us your DJ name.
I don't have one.
You're not Maggie Vanderbilt? I thought
Well,
your-
that was my Instagram handle based on an inside joke
Ah.
years ago, and now that's what people call me. So
Well, that's your DJ name then. That works for me. So if you want to hear some good tunes, get some dance on, that's it. Maggie Vanderbilt on Instagram. What are you most proud of in your life? No, in your creative work.
Please don't say my life.
I have a long list of
I
accomplishments.
really want this job. I'm extremely dedicated. I take things really seriously.
What do you know about
The
that?
only problem is I just take things too seriously.
Oh, yeah. Do you work well with others?
I want to be.
Are you like part of a team?
I really am.
Oh yeah,
Um,
team oriented.
I am more proud of these weird immersive art, poetry, dance party events I used to do here. Under Bewitched, and I hate to say used to, but they just haven't happened for a while. So
Well, that's
hopefully
okay.
they will again.
That's okay. It's a lot of work to do these kind of things.
It
so.
is, especially when you're collaborating. Like,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. I
you know,
understand.
yeah.
I know what happens.
And COVID happened. Yeah.
COVID killed some of my projects too, but we're coming back better and stronger. What are you most embarrassed by in your creative life?
I think reading poems I wrote in my journal from high school. I recently cleared out a storage unit, so I got to experience. I'm also proud of the snail poem I wrote as like an elementary school student.
Right.
But then also I think mainly like my parents hearing my poetry was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
It's really
Like an X, an X. But that's not.
an ex
that's not
whatever.
good.
Oh, actually, can I add?
Sure.
Very embarrassing is a woman uses my name, that's her pen name, to release erotic books like Jumping Mr. January. And
What
so,
could that be about?
applying to writing jobs, I can only imagine what people find.
I think you should embrace this.
Oh no. No, it's so bad. I
Fine.
recently saw she lives in like Arkansas, so she's close.
She's not even that far.
Oh, I can threaten her.
Oh, you can totally threaten her. Yeah, sure. Don't threaten her. Okay, what are you going to share with us today?
I'm going to share first, it's kind of a story poem. It has a visual element to it that will come in kind of partway through. My friend is going to pass it out to you, and you can just pretend it doesn't exist until, I don't know, make some kind of hand gesture. It is a conversation between a polar bear and his agent.
polar bear is Lenny, the agent is Jonathan. And he's dealing with some, going extinct situations. And then I'm gonna read from a little series, a couple poems, if I have time.
That sounds great. I think we got time. All right, welcome her into her reading here.
There are only 9 of these, so you'll have to share them. I wrote this in the office at this corporate job in New York and drew those pictures you're about to see, and I guess that's also what I'm proud of, is that kind of maniacal, why did I do this? I don't know why I did it. Forgive me. All right, you ready? Reminder, Jonathan is the agent, Lenny is the polar bear. Jonathan, I said. Jonathan, I'm sick. Lenny, I'm gonna need to call you back. Stepping into a meeting, he said. The phone went silent. I could hear the wind transverse over the melting ice. I used to be a gentleman, I thought. Then all my babes died. Becoming extinct is complicated, I thought. I called Jonathan again. No, I will not BBM you, I said. I need to talk. I'm sick. Jonathan sighed and put down his chopsticks. Okay, Lenny, he said. What? I'm ashamed. Her name is Betty, I said. So you have a new babe, so what? Jonathan said, eyeing his crunchy dragon roll. Things over with Veronica? He asked. She's dead, I said. Oh, right, said Jonathan. You guys don't have enough fish up there to eat, the water's, the Arctic is melting, etc. I got it. We're dropping like flies, I said. So this Betty, he said, is she fit? She was, I said. I don't have time to pull this out of you, Lenny. Now look, I care about you, and I might have some work for you in a new Disney flick coming out in 2028. But if you need to tell me something that is apparently imperative, you need to tell me now, he said. He took advantage of the silence to slurp up some roe and mix more wasabi into his soy sauce. Jonathan, I don't know where to start, I said. I had been hunting for days, poking holes in the ice and waiting, taking swims, trying to lure some fucking walruses, reindeer, whales, crabs, anything, and nothing. Keep talking, Jonathan said, with eel sauce in the corner of his mouth. I was weak, I explained. Finally, I saw a seal sunning herself on the ice. At this point, Jonathan devours his spicy tuna roll and signals for the waitress for another Sapporo. Great, he says. You caught a seal. Fucking great. Why am I talking with you? Jonathan, her eyes. She had the most beautiful eyes, I said. I'm so lonely, Jonathan. There was no sound on the line. I fucked the seal, Jonathan, okay? I'm sick, and I fucked the fucking seal.
That's so real.
Whoa, okay, buddy, he said. Not to be demeaning, but you are an animal, and the animal kingdom has shit happen, right? I mean, nobody saw you, right? Jonathan, you don't understand. I was attracted to a seal. Her name was Betty, and I fucked her, and we both liked it. And after I came, Jonathan, after I finished, I couldn't help myself. I just couldn't control it. I ate the babe. I ate Betty, and I'm so ashamed, Jonathan, on so many levels. Jonathan gulped down his dry beer after a shot of hot sake, waved his titanium Amex at the waitress who got the cube. I'm sick, he said. Lenny, he said, Lenny, look, this never happened, okay? Don't put a lot of thought into it. I'm happy that you're being fed. I'm gonna run, Lenny, but I'll let you know about the Disney flip soon. I'm so ashamed, I said, but Jonathan had already left the line. You may now look at your visuals if you have them, and you need to share if you don't. Jonathan, I've called you 7 times since yesterday. I'm really losing it, Jonathan, and I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to. Something terrible is going on. I've started Googling myself. I'm all over the internet. From that last Disney movie. Well, Jonathan, I've begun printing pictures of myself. Hundreds. I know what you're thinking, typical actor. But the printing isn't the problem. I'm drawing phalluses on my person in many of the photographs. I can't stop it. I'm ashamed, Jonathan. I try to rub them out. They look even worse. There are hundreds. I need help. Please call me. Jonathan, is that you? Who is this on the line? I can't hear you over the wind. Jonathan? Story of Jonathan and Lenny. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know the time, but I think I have a couple of things. I can read? Okay. The life and times of life. To write about happiness and having a lot of fucking fun would be a lie. I'm here to tell you the truth, and there's barely anything to tell. There's evil watching you while you undress. It can smell your armpits. It videotapes you when you climax, edits it with early career Mariah Carey remixes. I've barely arrived in the place where I can tell you these things. I'm gonna read a couple of a series that I call Sex Rules, but I also called And He Was. So the first sentence of every poem is like, and he was. Some of them are a little different. But just so you know, these are all different when I start with that sentence. They're short. He was short, and his dick dipped in the toilet water when he sat down. The visual, okay. The males of some insect species, including certain types of beetles, moths, and crickets, produce unusually loud, large ejaculates, which in some cases can account for 10% of their body weight. The study shows that dehydrated females can accept sexual invitations simply to get a hold of the water, the simple fluid. His mom said she didn't do coke, she only smelled it. When you meet a guy in the Taco Bell drive-thru who steals checks from his stepfather and leaves you screaming 30 minutes into your senior prom after throwing your keys at you, make sure he gets you pregnant. He worked at a French bank, and he would text me SEXSIE. Trust Frenchmen to choose the wine, but never the music. He tried to finger me on the dance floor of Beatrice Inn while Lenny Kravitz sat on a booth in normal-ass clothes. Researchers have discovered fossilized traces of what they believe to be human's earliest known ancestor, a tiny, wriggly, sea-dwelling blob that may have pooped out of its own mouth. Or through its own mouth. Sickening. He was a dork with a button. He was a dork with a pink button-up shirt and his own apartment. How the fuck did I even meet this guy? I stand by that. He barked when we parted, but he made me come. Turkey vultures will vomit to dispel any disturbing animal. They can propel their vomit up to 10 feet. I'm gonna stop soon.
Don't stop.
You're like, I'm all in. This is a tell-all. Okay. He played poker and watched porn with his brother and best friends on Saturday afternoons. When your boyfriend has a leash around his neck and is chained to a float in BDSM gear at the Pride Parade. When he ditches your trip to Thailand to go with 20 other guys to Cabo on a vacation organized by the patrons of the Rainbow Room where he works. When he paints you in latex and brings poppers to bed. When every time an older gay man drops him off at your apartment after 2 a.m., he's wasted beyond coordination. When he pees in your cat bowl and he says, I thought I was doing the right thing. I was funny because I'm like, Derrick, this isn't all true, okay? He lost his virginity to his babysitter and ripped up all the photos of my ex. The snapping shrimp is the loudest known living creature. He has specialized claws that that shoot jets of water up to 62 miles per hour, leaving a trail of bubbles that explode at 200 decibels, enough to stun and even kill his prey. He secretly used dark and lovely perms on his Caucasian hair and powdered his balls. Man, I could not stand his band. He was formerly Hasidic. He was a formerly Hasidic fashion designer. Called me his muse. Wanted to design me in an ice skating costume. The Hasidic boys danced in a circle, holding hands, while Bad Breath Moby DJ'd at 205 Christie Street. I was part of them before I ordered a club soda and poured my flask into it. I'm from Abraham, he said. Perfect pants. 2 more, okay? I'll set you free. I'll set you free after 2 more. He tried to use a Ziploc as a condom. Also funny and horrible. I'm gonna say it again. He tried to use a Ziploc as a condom. Say no, say it again. Repeat it like a ringing phone that no one will pick up. Ring, ring, call again. Ring, ring, call again. The person that you're trying to reach is not accepting calls at this time. Please try again later. He had tight curls, a British pedigree, got naked immediately. There are many beautiful planets in our solar system, but ours is the only one that I can breathe on. Thank you.
Maggie!
All right, Keaton, it's you now. No, I got, for a minute there I thought I screwed things up, but no, it's you. This is Keaton Logsdon. He's the lead guitarist for the Earth Tones, which is our house band at the Nashville Poetry Party. Give them some love, a bunch of them are here. Are you ready to rock? You ready to talk a little bit about yourself? Do you need to move some things around?
Yeah, thanks for drawing in so many things.
Okay. Where are you from, Keaton?
I'm from Northern California,
Where in Northern California?
Bay Area. So a little town called Fairfield, which is smack dab in the middle of Sacramento and Bay.
Okay. Well, how long have you been here?
Since 2017.
Okay. Did you come here for school or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a Belmont student for 4.5 years. We had a little bit of COVID right in the middle of it.
Right,
So
right,
that was
right,
kind of
right.
strange going to school. And I had to fly back to California,
Yeah.
leave my car here. I finally get my car. We take a whole trip driving out here. And the moment we get past the halfway point and can't turn around, they tell us, oh yeah, we're kicking everybody out the door. So
you had to figure it out, huh?
we just parked it and left it here for 8 months. Which was like,
Very good. What do you do for cash?
I'm a teacher. I'm a music teacher, and then I do substitute teaching. So I'll cover for band directors and stuff.
All right, very cool. I didn't know that about you. What are you most embarrassed by in your creative life?
In my what?
Not in your entire life. What's the most embarrassing moment you ever had? Let's hear it.
Oh.
Just kidding. In your creative life, we don't want to know about it.
Well, this is one of those up there. There.
Good.
Everyone has that breakup. Everyone has that breakup that wrecked them. And then you've got the rebound that comes after. And it really makes you question yourself. But I was.
It doesn't, not me.
Well. Anyways, I had done some music. I had like a few rap songs, and there was this whole performance that was lineup of just one after another. You got to get recorded and everything. So I had this girl that I liked. That we went on our first date. Things seemed good, and then but it was the rebound. It wasn't right, and we both knew it. And then she was the one to say, all right, we need to just, figure ourselves out. And looking back, she was right. But I performed my show and that went great. But then at the end, I was like, should she take me back?
Oh, God.
No.
Wow.
So
the audience was too evolved for that shit.
Anyways,
Okay.
we're still good.
We're good now. Wow.
We're fine.
Who thinks the girl should take it?
She should take me back.
All right. What do you most like fist bump? You like, hell yeah, I did that.
Hell yeah, I did that.
Yeah. Was that awkward? I'm sorry.
It wasn't even
No, fist pump is what I meant. Fist bump, fist pump.
I just got my studio put together. Like I'm renting a place.
Alright.
That feels like a fun.
Yeah. What are you going to share with us today? Tonight?
So you asked me to do music, and I really didn't know what I was going to do. I had some Christmas music, so I thought that'll introduce us, but I've kind of went through my catalog, and I think I have a few songs that really capture the holidays without being Christmas music. And since this is poetry, I use poetry to describe music a lot to my students. We're taught at a really young age the stanzas and how we have A, form. And that's one of the first forms you learn in music is how to take a phrase and then you repeat it, and then you have a new phrase and then you repeat that. And so the moment you start looking at music and poetry, they're very much the same thing. It's two sides of the same coin.
All right. Very good. Well.
So yeah. I don't know if I'm going to use the microphone.
Okay.
I've got like.
I think we can hear you fine.
Yeah.
Can we hear you?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me in the back?
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Go for it.
Which one am I going to start with?
Give them a little round of applause, everybody.
Lately been dreaming about leaving on a jet plane, traversing the globe and seizing each day. Maybe learn a foreign language and stumble on your words. But with me by your side, I'm sure we could rule this whole world. And no matter where we end up, as long as we have this love, we can spend eternity. Baby, just you and me. I'm certain it's worth it. Close the curtain, let's head off. Now forgive me if I misspeak or forget my words, but I was just thinking what's mine is now yours. So come sit beside me and let's drift away, and tomorrow we'll enter into a brand new day. No matter where we end up,
So that one is probably one of the most recent ones out of the group that I've written, and I don't know where it came from. But that one was called This Love. This one, well, her eyes say more than a smile. She knows she's in for the long mile. She knows she's safe, so she sheds a tear. She knows he'll always be there. Oh, through heaven, hell. And no one will ever take her place, 'cause when his skies turn gray, she's the one who melts away his pain, so they dance the night away. In her arms they just sway. And then I guess I have one more for you.
Alright.
This one, right here, I wrote with when I was still with that girl then. In California, you don't get weather. You get sun half the year, rain half the year. So up in Northern California, up in Northern California, you got to go up to Tahoe when it comes to Christmas time. That's the vacation spot. And in Tahoe, there's it's all mountains, it's all snow, there's casinos, but there's a lot of log cabins. And so me and my friends, we just all graduated, and we decided we were gonna get a cabin up there. And at the time, we hadn't told anybody about our relationship. So while we were up there was one morning where I just went outside, took my guitar, and I started writing this. And she came out with a cup of coffee and just sat with me for a little while. So it's got her memory in it, but it's still one of those songs I'm really proud of. And that moment is still what I define the relationship on. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Out there on that old mountain stream, this fog light of fantasy feels more like a dream. Out there on that old hill, rests some wondrous things. It's long past El Dorado and Diamond Springs, deep within the forest where those songless, there's a hidden star in all of us. That's for sure worth finding. My friends that understand me, they don't know. My friends don't know me, well they just aren't alone. 'Cause I've been down this road before, and it's moments like these that'll strike you at your core. Bring us to a park and let the festivities begin. It's one whole weekend when we can be kids again. And after all these years, we'll drink, smoke, and have our laughs as we finally look back on all the familiar photographs. Oh, it'll be me and my friends once again. My friends that understand me, they don't know. My friends don't know me, well they just aren't alone. 'Cause I've been down this road before. It's moments like these that'll strike you at your
Thank you, Keaton. That was wonderful. Has anybody, I feel like this is, I'm going to give you too much praise, but has anybody ever compared you to Jeff Buckley at all?
Oh, I like Jeff.
Yeah, that second song in
nobody's compared
particular.
to.
Well, I think you've got a little Jeff Buckley in you, baby. So there you go. All right. Next up is, I was going to say, can you bring that up? And next up is Eric Steineger. Give Eric Steineger a round of applause. And then after Eric will be Derrick, and then I'm going to read a poem. I get to read a little something at this event as well, and then we'll be out of here. Eric here is one of the co-producers, co-hosts, co-writers, co-everything of the Nashville Poetry Party. This is the Eric I was referring to earlier. Where are you from, Eric?
I grew up in North Carolina, Charlotte and Raleigh. So basically North Carolina before Nebraska came back.
Okay, and here, just take that off there and I'll adjust it for you. What do you do for a living, Eric?
I'm a teacher. I teach high school English and college English and do miscellaneous writing jobs here and there. So, work with words and students. Yes.
He teaches high school kids. Don't you teach? What grade do you teach?
I teach ninth grade.
Yeah, like this guy teaches ninth grade English.
Ninth
Do you
grade
know
English.
what that's like? I have a ninth
I'm the
grade.
English chair at East Nashville High School, and I try to get those students in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the stories he tells me. He's like, buddy, I need a beer. That's all I need to say. What are you most embarrassed by from your creative life?
I was thinking about this. It's not a poem. It's so when I was in grad school, I had just finished like my MFA, and I had some like poems published, and I thought I was like hot shit and stuff like that. So
Hot shit.
Yeah, hot shit. And I like
Not new shit, hot shit.
hot shit.
Hot
I
shit?
emailed my mentors, like all 4 of my mentors, like some new poems. I'm like, hey, just check it back with you and check out these new poems. And like nobody responded. And then like 2 days later, I was like, that was really dumb. I'm
Like,
really
hey there,
embarrassed.
hot shit.
Yeah, hey there, hot shit.
Here's how not hot your shit is. Like,
Yeah, it was a not hot shit moment.
Not hot shit. On the flip side of that, what's your most proud accomplishment as a moment as a poet?
I would say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Having a book coming out later next year.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Yes.
Thank you. And being a poet in my 40s. Roland Getty was like, something like, to be a poet at 16 is to be 16, to be a poet at 40 is to be a poet. So I feel like I am in that territory.
You survived.
I survived, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kind of when
Yeah.
you're a younger poet, you do kind of like wonder, like, is this for? Am I really going to do this until I'm fucking 40? Then you get there and you're all proud of yourself for some reason.
You're like, well, I guess I better keep going.
Like, you know, did LeBron pick up a basketball and be like, I'm going to be playing basketball until I'm motherfucking 40? He's 40. Do y'all know that? LeBron James is 40 years old.
Yeah,
He has
I can't
arthritis in his left foot right now because he's so damn old. But he's playing basketball at a high level at 40, and you're writing some great poetry at 40. You're kind of like LeBron. What are you sharing with us today?
It's kind of like LeBron. I'm going to share, what do I have here? I'm going to read a poem that is coming out in a few days, actually, with a literary journal called Brawl. Like, put up your Duke's Brawl. It's about my daughter. So I'm going to open with that.
All right. Enjoy. Give him a little round of applause for this one.
So this is called Broken Bones. My daughter is fascinated by broken bones. In the car, Dad, describe your favorite injury. Favorite, I say in the rear view. She smiles. As if the ring finger on my left hand kicked to a V during wrestling, the second break triggers nostalgia. Baxter had a rough face. There were others. A femur, an elbow when I was dropped by a sitter, an ankle rolled on carpet. We heal younger. Bones that occupy the landscape of pines. We never think about their lean or fracture. A series of self-sustaining units until they are not, as we hobble, cursing cast or crutches, discerning things attached to things with roots invisible as the body awakens. Still driving? I'm out of stories. I've not broken a bone in decades, so my daughter prompts, your appendix story is entertaining. Apparently, any injury works. Every body, a degree of jury-rigged, brings us closer to whole. The girl in back, having evaded the break, will wear that cast. Maybe friends write on it in modern cursive. And those characters will lift her on days she needs it, when she is done joking and staring out the window now, the ace, mulling her future self or trauma that I hope she does not entirely avoid. Thank you. Okay, I wrote a poem about a salt shaker recently. You want to hear it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I went to a show at 3rd and Lindsley not too long ago, and went off by myself and started writing this poem on a napkin. So it's pretty recent. It's called "The Salt Shaker at 3rd and Lindsley." Now it's just us, a less slender pepper, plastic Heinz holder, glass of red near gone. I don't worry about my friends. This salt shaker, half full, the last thing between the band, hardly comatose, playing in soulful California. On stage, 5 cowboy hats behind bowed strings sound like a holler, refined yet loose, the salt shaker. I would like to think it enjoys being useful, seasoning food with a jolt, but more so these hours watching bands without the hands. Salt shaker, a tiny tower, its hexagonal shape, its silver cap, worn as a fad, the plastic see-through of its body. The word mannequin comes to mind. I inspect it for markings, then think of the vial of sanitizer in my pocket. This must be queer, my sitting alone, surrounded by folks on several levels. Writing verse on a napkin I'm trying to fold like origami for friends, but mostly strangers. The salt shaker, a believer in poetry because it must. It hears whispers of the diner era that preceded the club era, when salt shakers were more respected, some said in paintings or witnessed to big conversations, tears and proposals. Here, food places fifth after the IPAs, poster of stars, the merch, and other rafters. 1,012 clicks, ends its night after fans empty the street. All that's left, the bin that collects its twins, its fate to be relegated to drawer next to the sugar packets, yellow, pink, and blue stripes familiar as font. Maybe a view of another group this week. A family picks it up once, twice, never again, like a live song does not have a replica. Thank you. This is a short one, and I'll close with that. It's called Petrichor. I want to be with you when the weather shifts. Scent of copper and earth rising to meet us back deck. When the rain cannot decide whether to come or collapse, we linger under the umbrella, listening to fish through the screen. It's not raining that hard, but the clouds are moving fast. It's funny, she says. There's something beautiful about the fact the rain is falling way up there, but still it falls gently. Isn't that spectacular? It is, and without putting holes in our skulls. Not sure how long we sat there, but eventually we went to bed, dry but not dry, inside but touched by the hand of rain. We had to go to bed. In keeping with the design, the instructions remain missing. Thank you. Check out Derrick Brown's book back there, Little Grief Break.
All right. Well, we've gotten to our guest of honor, Derrick Brown, all the way from another planet, Planet Derrick Brown. Let's get a round of applause for Mr. Brown to come on up here to the podium. This feels like a prize fight. We should all clap like together.
Could you do it quieter?
Oh, okay.
And I'll come up real creepy.
Real creepy, right? You could crawl on all fours if you want. I mean,
All right,
you can do anything you want.
clap as soft and distant as possible. 1, 2, 3, go. I gotta hear it a little.
Okay, well, that was interesting. Okay, you need this? You want this?
Oh, sure.
I assume you do. So in all seriousness, Derrick Brown here, Well, yeah, we can start with, yeah, where are you from, Derrick?
I'm from Long Beach in California.
So born and raised?
No, I was born in San Francisco, but when I was 1, I moved to Long Beach.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Home of the poet, Cameron Diaz. Yeah, I think that's all Long Beach is known for. And
Snoop.
thank you, and
right,
Warren G. And
double right. Okay, so you're from Long Beach, California. I lived in LA for a little while, and I just loved taking the blue line down to the beach there.
That's right, that goes right to Long Beach.
It was fantastic. It was really cool. What are you doing here? Why are you here? What's going on?
I'm on tour for a brand new book, my last book, my final book, called, well, who knows, right? But maybe the last poetry book. This is 30 years of poetry called A Little Grief Break. I used to live here. A lot of you might know me as the poet laureate of Spring Hill, Tennessee. Couldn't get Cool Springs, tried.
Those hoity-toity Cool Springs. They've been like that since I was a kid, man. There's nothing you can do with them. Okay, so you're on a book tour, and we can purchase the book, yes, back there?
That's right, and I've made many mistakes on this book tour. So if you're like, oh, I don't really want to read these poems on date night, I'd rather just share my real feelings. I think it'd be much cooler if you bought this book and then read your favorite poems to your lover instead.
There you go. Okay, so if you want a little relationship advice, you know where to go immediately. What do you do for cash money?
I run a poetry press for the last 21 years called Write Bloody Publishing, born here in Tennessee. Lightning Source was our first printer here in Tennessee. It was born out of a lie where I was calling around to printers because my book, the press I was on, folded. I've been doing poetry since '94, and I've been doing good poetry since last year. But when the press folded, I was devastated. I was like, I have this German tour coming up. I need a bunch of books. And they're like, here's the rights, figure it out. So I would call printers, and they'd be like, are you an individual or a publishing house? I was like, why? And they're like, publishing houses get discounts. Individuals, it's like $9 a book to print. This was a long time ago. And I was like, what does the publishing house get? And they're like, it's like $5 or $6 a book. And I was like, hold on. So we made a fake website with a bunch of bogus, dumb book covers. And I said, hello, I am the president and captain of Write Bloody Publishing. I'm interested in maybe working with you guys. It depends what deal you're offering me right now. And that's how my publishing house was born 21 years ago.
That's a fantastic story. I have wondered for years why in the world anyone would name a press Write Bloody Publishing. And one is because it's a brilliant name, but two is where did that come from?
A dumb story. So
we like those.
I used to be a person that in my 20s thought when Maggie and I were drinking a lot and writing, thought that like you had to roam the back streets to write poems. You know, you can't write about grass.
It's true,
flowers.
really.
You gotta write about barfing in the gutters.
You gotta be an alley cat.
I was drinking a lot, and then I was learning how to stay alive as an artist and have another job. One was I was a gondolier in Long Beach. I would sing Italian songs on a long Italian boat, and I would watch people fuck and kiss and get engaged, and then I'd read them a poem every now and then, and then I'd say, hey, I'm not working the next month. I'm going on a chapbook tour, which meant a Kinko's staple book. Yeah, I was drinking way too much, and I said to my fellow gondolier, I was like, I'm gonna leave this apartment. I was living above this band called At the Drive-In, and it was awful. They're a pretty loud band, and they're from El Paso, but they were living in Long Beach at the time, and so one of those gondoliers was like, I can handle it, and I was like, would you mind making me a logo for this band, for this thing I'm trying to work on? And then he drunkenly took linoleum and cut it with a knife And he's like, what do you think of this eagle? And I was like, that is the most drunk, worst eagle I've ever seen in my life. That will now be our logo forever. Yeah.
That explains so many things.
But Right Bloody came from I was, when the gondoliers were drinking, I heard a line in a Bryan Adams song, which was played it till my fingers bled. It was the summer of '69. I was like, oh yeah, it'd be so cool if you felt your poetry so strong, you typed until your fingers bled all crazy on the typewriter, and the calcium came out of your dick and told you, oh, you need a Ziploc bag.
Oh God. Oh, it all came back to the Ziploc bag. All right. I'm going to let you get going. Well, gosh.
Let's focus on the Ziploc.
Right, let's really... Oh, man. I can't even read my own handwriting at this point because of the image of the... Anyway. What are you going to share with us today?
I'm going to share all new poems from the book and a couple of Nashville stories. It was such a magical time here. Thank you, Andrew, for putting this on. Round of applause for Andrew, everybody. Oh.
Thank you. And then, of course, a round of applause for Derrick before he reads.
If you are in the very back, I'm not going to call you out, but please come forward and have a seat. When I moved forward, the audio was much nicer. Okay. So,
Anne Marie!
what the fuck just happened?
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know that.
The coolest thing about going up last in a weed bar is that no one will remember anything I say. So this set will be 2 hours long. And I'm going to say the most awful things you've ever heard. So let's just see how it goes. This will be the weirdest set of your lives because this was the worst year of my life. And I'm going to try and approach it with humor and truth, and also with a couple of stories. So if you're like, oh, I want to see how my stocks are doing, please step outside and then kill yourself. So when I moved here, I had this weird job with a Christian kids TV show. I told them I wasn't Christian. They're like, no, we like your writing. Come move out to Tennessee. And I was like, okay. And I was like, what other poets are out here? And this was 2004. And my buddy's like, hey, I think there's this poet in the band named David Berman, and the band's called Silver Jews.
Oh, yeah.
And so I hit him up to do a show, and I sent him one of my books, and I was like, hey man, do you ever want to do a show at the basement? I don't know those people, but maybe we could do a show there and put on some and get poetry rock and roll into Nashville. I'll catch you later. And then he brought me back to my Spring Hill address, and he said, Derrick, got your book, much better than a bill. And that's it. He didn't say he liked it. But when I was younger, I was when I let go of God, before I let go of God, I was super into God. And I was like, I want to go to church so I can make friends, because I'm not great at meeting people. And they brought in this group, they bring in like events to this church. It was a Free Methodist church in Southern California. It was called a Living Spring. And at that time, everyone was naming the churches things that didn't sound like churches to trick them into going to church. It was like called the Rock, the Vineyard, Living Spring, the Brewery, or whatever. So they brought in this group called the Power Team. The Power Team was a bunch of like roided out bodybuilders. And do you know what this is? And they would say, what you have? No fucking way. Are you fucking serious? Are you one of the believers because of the Power Team? Holy shit. Oh, you know this. Okay, so my favorite part of the Power Team is, they take a skillet and they're like, it's hard to fight. It's hard to fight sin, but it's also hard to fold a skillet into thirds. You know what's also hard? It's hard believing that heaven is out there for you, but it's also hard to rip apart a phone book with 2 hands. You've proved it all. I loved it so much. And I was like, okay, this is the church for me. This is the church I'm going to go to. Living Spring is the church for me, right? It's incredible, right? Yeah, and what happened to those dudes? I think, yeah, pedophiles, I don't know. But I met the youth pastor and he was like, hey, thank you for coming. What are you into? And I was like, nothing, I'm 13, I'm 12 years old. And he's like, here's the thing, I'll teach you magic. If you learn every Bible verse you learn and memorize the whole thing, I'll teach you a new magic trick. Boom, 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 I start getting into magic. And I met my best friend there and I was like, we gotta name each other. And we met up a week later, coming up with names for each other. And he's like, what name did you come up with me? And I was like, you are Mr. Fire, the Mystifier. And I was like, what name did you come up with me? And he's like, Derrick the Dynamic. And I was like, oh, fuck, okay. Maybe it's marketable, I'll do it. So I fell in love with magic. And then I went in the army and I let go of God. I let go of everything I thought would impress my parents. My heart opened up to the world. My heart opened up to art. I never understood art at all. But I'd sit in these little foxholes and I write these poems. And then I realized the thing I love about poetry is that it feels like a magic trick. It feels like I have settled into this world that no one else slows down to get into. And I can make things the way I want it to be, but I need like help. So I still meet with people like I used to meet with Maggie. By the way, a side story, yeah, it's gonna be like this tonight. A side story is when I met Maggie, I was like, hey, I live on a boat called the Billy Ocean in the harbor here in Long Beach. Would you ever wanna like swap your warm apartment for my boat? And she's like,
to be fair,
do you
I
remember
lived
this?
in a really sick Spanish villa like apartment.
It was
across the
amazing.
Beach, but I really wanted to stay on the boat.
Yes, but do you remember when I got there, you were like, what'd you think? I was like, I didn't know you painted your walls blood red.
Yes.
It was a Carrie, a scene from Carrie. But it was warm, I was so grateful. Anyways, so I love what poetry has given me, a sense of new magic. This is called Slowly Burn. At the Roger Room on La Cienega, the bourbon clocks in and does its job. A small, poor, dum-dum time machine summoning fire to the voice box. We tweak each other's work. She's a good Texan Melanie. I turn the amber in my glass, ice ticking like a metronome. Memory, go. What do you wish you wrote about more? Melanie says. I was like, oh shit. I wish I wrote about more that I'm grateful when I survive sleep. Grateful for cold movie theaters on tour days off and jackets I forgot that I hid in the car. Glad for all the basement reading sweat fests where I witnessed authors transform into surgeons of air. Glad I made it out of the paratrooper job alive. All those airplanes I stepped from, smooth tubes of war, a world spread below like sheets of hammered emerald, the vastness of sky consuming me with a blue mouth. Grateful that the death horse I saw coming for me sprained its ankle. Grateful for the countless times I said yes to the meandering scenes of love's confusion. Each moment of tour sex a private surrender, a chance to take their secrets with me out of town. One night, my pal wanted our motel room for him and his date, and I roamed. Has anyone been to Myrtle Beach?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just t-shirts and bad dreams. Don't go. Please don't go. Okay. Myrtle Beach, and someone left a sun-bleached beach chair and Mexican blanket, and I was so glad to find that. Me in the chair, hauled in the dawn, staring like an almost widow, waiting for my husband's ship. I said, how about you, Melanie? What do you wish you wrote about more? And she goes, oh, I wish I wrote less about men. Y'all are so terrible. I said, do you still have a boyfriend? She said, of course I do. I said, why do we do this? Drain ourselves empty for a little release of the weight? Why document on paper what will soon be forgotten? Who asked for this? Who needs another rain story in a drowning world? Why prove we existed? Why writing? What do we win from the odd pull of sharing? What does this proof of life get me? She says, I don't know. I'm not sure I ever said these things, Derrick, but I could see you having me say those things to serve your poem. How about you keep critiquing my piece and don't be precious? Poems don't have to always be so fantastical. How about you just say something real? Don't be so surreal. But then I see the fireplace reach towards my whiskey and it asks, hey, can you put me out? And the thing in the glass that burns, that does not burn, it answers, oh, in a way. Who said I don't get it? Eat shit. Just kidding. I used to end all my poems with like, and that's why I'm #1 champion. And I would end it like a slam poem, and where like I was the victor at the end all the time. So, a couple. I'm gonna do 2 or 3 more poems, 2 or 3 more stories, and then I'm gonna do maybe 3 more poems. And this story I really want to share. When I moved here, all my friends said, "You gotta try and play the basement. The basement is where Metallica played. You want to do a show there. It's like full of secrets, secret shows. It's a really cool spot. There's a record store upstairs." So I went there, and Grimey's really nice to like carry my book and everything. And so I was like, "Hey, can I do a reading for my chapbook?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's do it on this date here in December or whatever." And let's see, what is this called? Oh my God, this is so fun. I don't think I've ever read this out loud, so maybe I'm so glad to share this with you. And the truth is that as I was getting ready for the show, for the night of my little paper stapled chapbook release at the basement, Grimey or someone from the record store said, "Hey, bad news, we have someone that's really good that's going to play the record store instead, and it's kind of a surprise thing, but yeah, so you're not gonna read tonight." So I was like, "Oh shit, who is this asshole?" And he said, "It's a guy named Justin Towns Earl." And I was like, "All right, let me watch this fucking wannabe folk fucking fuck shit. I can't wait to heckle him the whole time." And I'm sitting in the back of the record shop, and it was so beautiful. And people were singing along, and the Night in Memphis song, and I just was like, "Oh, this is a great lesson for me to hold my tongue a little longer and wait to see what's going to happen before you're super pissed off." And now whenever I go camping, I listen to Justin Towns Earl, and I think how sweet that moment was to hear him live in a little record store for like 60 people, 80 people, however many crammed in there, and realize that, when I am stabbed in the gut someday, maybe you will read my poetry when you go camping. And yeah, let's see how this goes. This is called, no one's laughing, and I feel like I like that more.
Am I supposed to watch you just bleed on the floor? Like, no, I'm not going to administer A, I'm going to read your
Yeah,
book.
you're like, I want this guy to die because this book will become worth $26 instead of $25. Yeah, sprinkle the salt on it, toughen it, walk it on. This is called, I Also Hate Seeing a Baby in a Leather Miniskirt. Big Sur steams. Plaskett Beach is a weird place to be alone because it's so pretty and there's no one to tell. I ride the licorice curves on my motorcycle. I climb dead trees. Turkey vultures hulk over the flattened skunk. I light a fire. I think of the time when I traded love for peace. Justin Towns Earl is singing from Memphis mornings into the camplight, and I am a kind of silence, and silences are broken. My southern heart is heavy, and everyone can see me blown apart. One beer exploded, the good one, down to one cheapo left. I don't want to drown in any river. Don't even want to know why it sounds so romantic to me this year. Sit in the warm sand, singing "Don't give up, please don't give up" at the top of my lungs. The gulls above are scared of me, and they should be. I think I'm bloated on the serene. It's time to start the New Year's list of awful feelings and figure out where I can burn that list. The night is a train that breaks down. The night is a skeleton wishing for the skin of daylight. The night is a baby with a sparkler in a leather skirt. I am cold under my clothes, under the embering light of morning, wishing there were lips to kiss or hot dogs. I have this morning forever now, alone, as the music of dead men calls out from the speakers, reminding you to respect where you're at and the limited time you got. It's fine that it hurts. It's fine that it all hurts. At least I can feel another ocean than the one I lost. Feel another ocean for a little while. When you start to tell people you are a writer, every now and then you get these gigs, and it's pretty cool sometimes. And sometimes it's garbage. And I got a job writing poems for this film called The Gorge that would end up being on Apple TV. And then when it came out, they chopped the poems up, they chopped them down, and it was super heartbreaking. And the first version of this book had all of these really mean poems aimed at the director. And then an editor was like, "Hey, I don't think these poems are very evergreen. No one gives a fuck about this movie." And I was like, "Oh, but it was 8 months of my life." And they're like, "Well, grow up." And so a better revenge is that I want to share with you from that movie what turned into like 1 or 2 lines, how the poem was. They're like, "We want something super romantic, but not stupid. And we want it to be about, it's a classic tale of 2 snipers that are assigned to different guard towers, but they fall in love with their binoculars, something about distance." Sometimes like, "I got this, So, this is called She Collapsed the Night. Can it all be as dumb as I saw you one day? I wish that was the end. As simple as I saw you one day. I was born. They were like, "We don't like any of this." And I was like, "Yeah, it's good, trust me." In Nashville, they're gonna fucking love it. I was a boring city. I was fading in my own gossip. You were a marching band of bedazzled blue jeans. You were a speaker blasting love back into science. You were a fun pool. So many pools are boring and shaped to remind us only of the glory of the kidney, the comforting rectangle. Why not just give me a chaos grotto, a too curvy slide, a diving board that kills children? It's all I want. You were a party with something to do. You were the pedal mashed to the floor sticking. You were the child allowed to stay up past bedtime and mainline cake. You were a funeral where everyone was forced to waltz alone. How were you made? Answer me! How were you made? Under a disco of starlight and rosemary brush fire? Your eyes, little flares, a gaze of rescue. Your voice, the last and best chorus. You were the place where terror came to lay down. Confess that it has been a little spooky bitch. Your kiss, fast medicine. You zipped it into my gums. Your skin, a museum of new snow. Someday you will walk without me, but you'll never wander alone with your hand to your chest and hold your breath. But there I am at the bottom of the exhale. You have come to soften the night. Above a shivering world of unaffordable studio apartments, future gloom, digital death. I saw you one day, humming some tiny frenzy, something I longed to understand with the 4 remaining embers of desire. I have let this heart work too long for the party of muted safety. I have let this heart sell all its favorite records for cool mumbling noise. Even when I feel the nearness of that final inalterable lullaby, when all sound begins to slip deeper underwater with age. You're still my favorite song. All right, 3 more poems and let's get it.
Let's get out of it. Any questions?
It's a terrible question. No one ever answers. No one ever has a question. Yes, you touched your chin. Great. So, as a person who loves magic, I love that poetry lets me imagine a different world. Here you go. Here's your better world. This is called You Can Sue the Horizon. Did you know that? Everything's possible now. I can't cry at movies anymore because the HD left me no room to wonder. I don't want my life to be a great trailer, but a bad film, Ben. I don't want to be subtitled on the cheap because no one understands the language of my hunger. In all this not wanting, there's a wanting so fizzy, it scares me to open. I have decided, as of right now, to live a life of tiny retaliations. May I rip a fart into every landlord's envelope. Yes! Mail back eviction notices full of loose glitter. Yeah. You drive a cop car into my neighborhood, you're getting googly eyes on that cop car. Death has been texting me 5 times a day. Death has been texting me 5 times a day. Relax. It's time to reserve my tombstone that says, living my best life. Go ahead, everybody, get in the elevator. Get in the elevator. I'm not turning around to face the same way as everyone. You gotta look at me. You gotta look at the new me. Don't you dare mention the weather. Don't you dare talk about the weather when the weather should be talking about me. No more people telling Derrick to sign a receipt to make it legal. I'm only signing my name as a cloud from now on. You can sue the horizon. You will lose. This is the year I forced everyone to finally circle back to me after they said, let's circle back on that. From this day forth, you're not a little shit wizard anymore, Derrick. You're a real wizard. You're a magical thing. So, magical thing, why can't you remember to cast at least one useful spell? Why have you been the king of dumb spells? Why is it always abracadabra, make this menu shorter? Abracadabra, make this person stop telling me about their dream. How many more days will you waste your power, Derrick? Derrick! Why can't you play guitar sad enough to earn a house? Why won't you learn to find the smell of jasmine when you are insecure? Why are you insecure? You're so hot. Look at the way the men with beards here look at you. No one makes a credit card feel more used up than you little gutter slut. Why won't you cast the spell that makes you stop needing everyone to think you're funny before they're allowed to think you're infinitely human? And how about you stop organizing your books by color? Like some Magnolia Farms fanboy. Stop arranging salvation by shade. Remember, you don't have much time. The era for caution and tenderness is over. No more pretending you don't need help. No more tiptoes and digital handshakes. No more trusting anyone on Instagram who takes pretty food pictures without telling me where to get that food. No more nodding along when people say, hey, I know it's been a rough year, Derrick, but everything happens for a reason. Eat shit. Eat shit and choke on a vision board. I'm loving my beautiful, painful, random life. I'm tired of being a good little wizard for the machine. All this American billionaire boot stomp, perform gratitude for scraps, there's still nowhere to piss. nowhere to sleep without selling your blood, nowhere that doesn't demand you just shut your little fucking mouth so you could keep your job and die scared. I have stored too many of these small miracles in a colander and lost them. No more. I'm saying small magic ain't enough to make it to next year. Do you want to make it to next year? You gotta go bigger, Derrick. You're gonna have to sacrifice something you love to keep the freedom you love. If we make it to next year, stop casting spells for the masters. Start conjuring revolutions in back rooms. Turn your creativity and magic towards the throat of the gimmies, the greedy fat fucks who want us doing errands for our existence, all distracted while they drain the bowl of fruit dry. It's time you go big. It's time for that one insane spell. What's insane? What's insane? Maybe admit we need each other to make it through. No, I'm saying help, help, help. I'm asking you to do something so insane. I'm saying if you see me, if we make it to next year, just do something totally insane and hold me tight. Okay, last two poems.
Yeah.
You like me in this soft light? Yeah, raise your hand if you've ever been to Arrington Vineyard. You have in the back? You've been there? How was the wine?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you go too? Who went over here? Yeah, y'all went? Yeah, I'm a woman in my 40s. Of course, I found every vineyard here. I'm having a tough time. I have a friend here since when I first moved here in 2004, named Erin. And when I moved away, she was like, hey, I'm working at a new place called Arrington Vineyards. It's owned by Kix Brooks of Brooks and Dunn, the pioneers of the song Boot Scoot Boogie. And would you like, they do music here, would you like to do a poetry show here? And I was like, fuck no. These cowboys will not like my feelings. If the fans of Brooks and Dunn are the fans that go to Arrington Vineyards, it's not gonna go well. And she was like, I think they'll give you $100 and some free wine. I was like, I'll do it for sure. And I was on a motorcycle tour with my friend Amber, and I remember we showed up and there was a big bonfire lit, and they were just giving everyone wine. And I was very judgmental. It's like, should I be doing this? Should I be more careful with my art? Should I be like more like treating it like gold, you know? And Kix Brooks came out and sang with his songwriter fella, and it was so beautiful. And then they turned it over to us, the poets, and they focused and they listened. He was nodding, and he'd tell stories, and I'd tell stories. And all my judgment kind of slipped away. And I sat with him, and he was like, you were a paratrooper? How was that? And I was like, super easy. Super fun, too. And he's like, yeah, I used to sing for USO tours and stuff. But sometimes I go over there, I just hang out with the guys, and I do close-up magic and bond with them and stuff. And I go, excuse me? Parlor magic or close-up magic? So I started telling him, I used to work at Knott's Berry Farms Magic Shop. I love close-up magic. We started to bond over magic and what magic could do. And it was this beautiful night where I was like, he's very good. And I will never judge. If someone's like, Matchbox 20, huh? You're fucking suck. I was like, maybe he's a nice guy. Maybe he's a nice guy. I've now changed my perspective. I gotta meet the person before I decide they're a total turd. Unless there's a lot of news evidence of there being a total turd. Yeah. So, if you are an artist, you'll meet other artists. And you will think that you'll live until you're gray and sitting on porches. And it's not true. They will go away. They'll be very sad. And you'll write about it, and you won't know what, if you're mining their trauma or their grief or their sadness, and you just gotta get it out. And if you share with people, who gives a fuck? No one remembers, everything goes away so quick. So, I had 4 people die this year, suddenly. And one of them was an author named Andrea Gibson, who was so good. she has a movie out right now called Come See Me in the Good Light on Apple TV, my favorite streaming service. And it's very funny, and it's very romantic, and it's very lesbian, and it's very gorgeous, and it's very sad about them battling cancer. And before they were diagnosed, we'd go on tour, and I was like, hey, Andrew, you're so funny. Why don't you do some funny poems? Why don't you do some bush eating stuff and all this stuff we talk about when we're in the green room? And she said, I used to write whatever I wanted, and now I'm meeting so many people that are hurting, and I didn't know poetry would help people, and poetry seems to hit them faster. And so I just want to help. So this is a poem for them when we were in Austin, and I was their opener, and then helped them at the merch table. This is the second to last poem. This is called Full Metal Necklaces. And sorry, I went gone a little over time, but I may never do this again, so here we go. You are laughing up moths, bleeding in your boy pants, breathing your poems out like burning garlands. Soon a woman from the audience, full of woe, strange posture, is crying on you. I watch your hands sheathe themselves into your safe back pockets. You're not sure what to say or how to hold all of this woman. I don't know what kind of advice can make the anchors in your fan's neck go away. But closer, this woman is a girl. When her crying slows, your arms wrap around a girl, as if someone's going to steal her skin. And you just let her hang there like a constellation, settling into its own wide black. Looks like she is holding you up. I think she is, you're so skinny. A young girl slung around your neck, snot and tears staining your boring sweatshirt. So many more to embrace, so many more sweatshirts to ruin. We are all necklaces in this line, dipped in the poet's voice box, shining metal struggle, crazed and heavy around you. Your gay sweatshirt, a traveling canvas, painted in the unfurling mess of us. Your poems growl for the living. I think because you hear the dying gray ones, you hear them so clearly, unsure of how to whisper out the medicine, so you just roar in color. I used to tell people poetry is hidden in everything, but you showed us that it isn't hiding, it is waiting. Just waiting for someone to call it on a Thursday night, or ask it over for chili, or hold it tightly until it can wipe its nose and catch its breath. And here's the last poem. This is a poem that is a thing I figured out. I figured out that if you tell people you have a truck, you will be asked to help them move. And if you tell them you are a poet, you will be asked to read at their wedding. Yeah. Sometimes you'll ask to be the officiant for free. Yeah. And the answer is no. It's $100. Is that a good rate? Is it a Catholic wedding? It's $200. Thank you all so much for coming. It's so great to see old pals. And, this town is really special. I've lived in a lot of places, and it's different. It's not as wild as it used to be. It's expensive. And but when I come here, I still feel a neat feeling. And when I lived in Austin, that feeling's gone. I hope you can hang on to it for as long as possible. I think getting off your couch and telling people to get off their couch and hanging on to non-digital stuff as long as possible. Maybe we had a year or two, we'll see, but it's this magic of being together is very cool. And Andrew, thank you so much for making this happen. I really appreciate it. It's called Wedding Poem 15. I have been to 14 weddings that tried to tell me love was patient, love was kind. Those people are idiots. I think I finally got a pin on what love may really be. I think it is dressing up real nice and going nowhere. I think it is a lazy tornado of comforters and staying in for the night. I think love is two people's laundry mixing together and no one is pissed. I think love is desperate to get me to put on roller skates after 2 beers. I think love is not a home. I think love is the hammer that builds the home. When love holds fast, your wedding doesn't have to be the same. Some parent mad that someone like me is the officiant and demanding that I include at least one Bible verse to make it real. This is true. I've had be like, hey, can you read a little something out of the Bible? I was like, I don't go to church. They're like, yeah, but to appease the people who think that God is like watching, but like, okay, now you guys can fuck. So I always choose the fun Bible verse, which is Deuteronomy 23:1. No one whose testicles are crushed or whose male organ is cut off shall enter the assembly of the Lord, because these are new carpets. Your wedding doesn't have to always be dry chicken and people begging the DJ to play dumb shit and toast where Uncle Gene makes it about Vietnam again. How about we applaud the flower girl's meltdown? Can you blow a smoke circle when the priest asks for the ring? Love ain't a perfect date captured in a carousel of good light. Love is getting sick and then not being scared. It is soup when I need some goddamn soup. It ain't gotta be all Spanx and shoes that hurt to Mambo number 5 in. They tried to tell me love was finding your other half, your soulmate, your completion guide, but love is an oh no, what the fuck is happening? I give up, I give up, I give up. Love is the sound waves of the all ballads bouncing off my metal fillings. Love is permanent mercy in a world that rations kindness. Love is a swim partner through a universe of lonely phantoms and soft madness. Love is 2 a.m. al pastor tacos, a handhold when I am as lonely as the West. Spontaneous cocktails, thick as LA air, the hours when I forget the world exists beyond your collarbone. Love is the last slice of pizza neither of us wants to take. Love is the one you call as the world ends. Love is your hands knowing exactly where I hid all my fractures. Love is us fucking like it could close down a religion. Love is us saying each other's names like they're the only words left. Thank you all for listening. I'm Derrick. Please find keep it going for all the other performers. They're being paid in applause.
Yes, round of applause for Major, Minton, Jake, Maggie, Keaton, Derrick, that's it, then me. He's selling merchandise and books back there. I am also selling my books back there, so if you want to congratulate me in any way, you can buy a book or 3. It's, otherwise, thank you so much for coming out this evening. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out to support.
Hit the tunes. I got you. Wait. Good job. Good job. Yeah.
You look so cute. I was just like, you look so great. You haven't seen me for many years. Yes. I know. I'm not one to do my ass off the couch. I mean, I barely do. Loving my
Great.
keep this artifact.
Thanks for coming.
No, the normal one's the other night.
I will enjoy watching.
I never have to take that. My mom was actually almost sealed.
Text
Oh
your
wait.
mother. Text your mother.
Yeah, no, she can eat this. Yeah, she eats them. This is chocolate and peanut butter.
That's so good.
Yeah, I mean, what would be put in
Just
that?
he was like, why do you say I don't like chicken? These holiday chocolates, only the holiday ones. They add flour to the peanut. This is from your town.
My hometown. I mean, my mother's pretty dogmatic about it, but I won't make you live on the edge. There's still plenty of you guys know more Christmas. It's fine.
I don't like that.
Something different. Yeah, I hadn't heard that side of Maggie before.
I never. Because like I just kind of despite it.
And then
This is the baby that I won Oh, in New Orleans? No, and it was like a New Orleans thing, but in we were watching the Super Bowl. Somebody had a cake. Oh my God, yes. And it's still in my pocket. This is the baby I won at the Super Bowl party. And it's in my pocket. I clearly just lives here. When is the Super Bowl? I don't know.
Kings of the fucking soup. I'm so sick of John yelling at the TV.
What's that?
When is the
Second week of February. I think usually it's like the second Sunday in
That's
February.
around like March. Oh wait, good.
With friends.
I have no idea.
I mean, it's the Super Bowl.
But there's a New Orleans
Yeah, something like that.
like Good Tuesday.
I don't
Tuesday?
I don't think I can handle another 2 months of John yelling at the TV. I was remember working yesterday and I was like, get me the fuck out of here. He's like a music nerd who suddenly decided he's into football.
I was my very first business. We were in football when I was 12 years old. 1992. I had a Jersey account, called the Jersey